Have you ever found yourself in a relationship and suddenly realized you deserve peace more than chaotic emotional waves? Have you ever been strong enough to walk away, not out of anger, but because you've gained clarity? Trust me, the moment a woman realizes she's lost you, it can feel like a chilling wind piercing her soul. But that only happens when you're truly a high-value man, a man who controls his emotions and acts with reason rather than impulse. Great Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus reminded us that emotional control isn't weakness, it's inner strength. And when you demonstrate that steadiness, when you're no longer dependent on someone else's emotions, that's when everything changes. She may regret losing you, but what unsettles her even more is realizing that you no longer need her to feel complete. That's the essence of Stoicism: self-reliance, loyalty to your values, and the ability to find peace within yourself. When you master this, you naturally become more attractive. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any videos on practical Stoic philosophy like this. If you found today's content helpful, drop a 1 in the comments. And if there's something I can improve, feel free to leave a 2 so I can do better in future videos. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Let's apply Stoic wisdom together to build a stronger, more peaceful life. Let's dive deep into her psychology and uncover the raw truth behind the emotional journey she experiences when she realizes she has lost a high-value man. The initial shock isn't just a fleeting emotion, it's a powerful wave of awareness that floods her mind, a truth she can no longer ignore. Picture this. You were always there, not as someone chasing after her, but as a man living with purpose and principles. You never begged for attention or validation, and when you walked away, something deep within her began to stir. It's in this moment, when she realizes you're no longer emotionally available to please her, that the shock sets in. Biologically, women crave security, not just physical security, but also emotional and mental stability. They are naturally drawn to a man who stands firm, grounded in his values. When you step back, when you stop seeking her approval, you create a void that she can't easily fill. You've withdrawn your emotional value from the relationship, and now she's forced to confront the harsh truth that you're not as easily replaceable as she once thought. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." That's exactly what you're doing, maintaining composure and detaching with dignity. The goal isn't to get revenge on her, but to prove that your emotions and worth are not dependent on her. As the Stoics taught, you remain unmoved by external circumstances. You don't live to react to someone else's actions. You're not a puppet in her hands, and that sends a powerful message. This realization for any woman leaves a lasting mark. It's not just about missing you. It's the pain of recognizing that you are a man with the inner strength to walk away, unaffected by temporary emotions. You hold the power, and that realization for her is truly painful. Regret and self-reflection. She begins to question why she didn't see it sooner. Women are naturally intuitive, deeply analytical and highly observant of their surroundings. But when something precious is taken away, their minds go into overdrive. It's like a switch is suddenly flipped, and now she can't stop replaying everything, every decision, every word, every action she made in the relationship. The Stoics understood this all too well. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." And when she loses you, her thoughts turn inward. She starts asking herself, why did I take him for granted? Why didn't I see his value sooner? What made me push him away? This spiral of self-reflection doesn't just last for a moment. It can stretch for weeks, even months. And that's the harsh reality she's left to face. Women are drawn to challenges. So when you create distance, when you stop chasing her, the emotional dynamics shift. Suddenly, she's left wondering, was I too cold? Did I make him feel unimportant? Her mind races. She starts digging through her actions, analyzing every moment to figure out when and where she lost you. Pride might stop her from admitting it aloud, but deep down, regret begins to take root. Don't be fooled into thinking women are immune to self-reflection. Even the most independent and confident women have moments where they question their choices, moments where they wonder, what if? But here's the truth. It's not about making her feel regret. It's about letting her confront the reality she tried to avoid. The man who once stood by her side has now elevated himself beyond her reach. And as that realization sinks in, the weight of her mistakes grows heavier. She's forced to re-evaluate everything she thought she knew about love, connection, and relationships. The desire to reconnect will rise, because when a woman realizes she's lost you, that feeling doesn't just fade. Instead, it pushes her into an emotional journey, one where she must face herself, her flaws, and the choices she made that changed everything. The desire to reconnect, understanding and maintaining your self-worth. There will come a moment when she experiences a surge of intense emotions, a deep, almost instinctive desire to reconnect with you. But this isn't just a fleeting urge, it's a profound longing to pull you back into her life. And this is where things start to get interesting. Women are emotional beings. When they realize they've lost someone important, they often seek ways to rebuild that bond. At first, she may test the waters with light-hearted texts, subtle hints, or seemingly harmless conversations. But don't be fooled, this isn't mere curiosity. It's a calculated move, driven by an instinct to re-establish her influence. When a woman senses her position is threatened, she will instinctively try to regain control. And the less you respond to her attempts, the more determined she becomes to prove she can pull you back in. However, this isn't just about feelings, it's also about reclaiming emotional security. As a high-value man, you must recognize that staying calm and not rushing to respond will only amplify your strength in her eyes. You are no longer someone who can be easily taken for granted or manipulated to fit her desires. Emotional stability is your greatest weapon, but it's crucial that you don't treat this as a mind game. Instead, stay grounded in your self-worth and never compromise for someone who doesn't respect that value. Remember, women often confuse emotional longing with the desire to reconnect. What they might truly seek is a sense of control, the reassurance that they still have an effect on you. And this is precisely why you must never give in to pressure. You are a warrior, and a true warrior knows how to keep moving forward, undisturbed by the past or temporary emotions. Memories and emotional control. A lesson in self-worth. Warrior, through your dignity and mastery over your emotions, you are teaching her a profound lesson, that every action and word carries consequences. When she loses you, she's not just facing emptiness. She's haunted by memories of what you once shared. These memories echo in her mind, constantly reminding her of the treasure she let slip away. At first, these memories may feel fleeting, a song on the radio, a familiar street corner, or a random scent that brings you to mind. But over time, they don't fade. Instead, they sharpen, becoming more vivid. Imagine these memories as invisible threads, emotional ties she can't easily sever. This isn't just nostalgia, it's the sting of realizing something she thought would last forever has vanished. Warrior, this is the harsh reality that Stoic philosophers like Epictetus reminded us of. They taught us to remain indifferent to what is beyond our control. While these memories now weigh heavily on her, you have already learned to let go. She might try to suppress or deny these feelings, convincing herself that she's moved on. But the human mind doesn't easily forget what once felt meaningful, especially when those memories are tied to emotions like love, security, and connection. Over time, these memories transform into haunting reminders of how you made her feel special, of the stability and certainty your relationship once provided. But the most painful realization for her is this: she can't recreate you. No matter how many times she replays those moments, they are fragments of the past, forever out of reach. And that is the true tragedy. Those memories not only bring her pain, but also expose her vulnerability. They reveal the impermanence of everything she once held dear. But warrior, this is where your strength shines brightest. You've learned that the past is a teacher, not a place to dwell. Your value doesn't lie in what's been lost, but in how you rise and move forward. While she's stuck in a loop of memories, you remain grounded in the present. You focus on growth, purpose, and your vision for the future, refusing to let yourself be pulled back by what's already gone. Your path is clear and unwavering, while she remains bound to what's over. Warrior, always remember that true strength lies in self-mastery and the ability to keep moving forward. Don't let the past hold you back. Instead, let it be a lesson that shapes you into someone even stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Regret and the power of the present moment. When the dust settles, the reality of loss begins to sink in. A profound psychological shift occurs. She starts questioning herself with the same haunting thoughts so many have faced. What if I had done things differently? These internal dialogues are where the true weight of emotion bears down. What if she had been more patient? What if she had listened more? What if she hadn't let insecurity push you away? These endless what-ifs become mental traps, forcing her to relive past mistakes, blame herself, and drown in regret. At first glance, these thoughts may seem harmless, just moments of reflection, but in truth, they're far more dangerous. They distort perception, making her believe the past can somehow be rewritten or fixed. Yet, as the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Those what-ifs are nothing more than illusions, empty and powerless. They can't change what happened, nor can they offer any real strength. Instead, they keep her chained to the past. Warrior, you've seen this before, how men who get lost in regret slow their progress and dim their potential. The same thing is now happening to her. Those who remain stuck in the spiral of regret are the ones unable to fully embrace the present moment. They fail to see the opportunities ahead because their minds are consumed by what's been lost. But you are different. You understand that real strength comes from focusing on the present, moving forward, and evolving. Warrior, always remember, your past is a teacher, not a prison. While she's still caught in the endless cycle of what-ifs, you've already broken free and are moving forward with clarity and purpose. That's true power, mastering the present rather than trying to rewrite the past. Stoic strength, the art of steadfast living. Warrior, this is the moment when the power of Stoicism within you shines the brightest. You don't dwell in the past. You're not trapped by assumptions or regrets about what could have been. You understand that the past is closed, and you greet the future with confidence and clarity. You've learned a profound truth. The only moment that truly matters is the present. While she remains lost in illusions of what might have been, you focus on action. You live with purpose, aligned with your values, and grounded in the wisdom taught by Stoic philosophers. And as the emotional fog within her begins to clear, one final truth emerges. She realizes that you are irreplaceable. Warrior, your uniqueness doesn't come from superficial words or actions, but from the man you've become. A high-value man shaped by discipline, wisdom, and emotional control. Your absence cannot be easily filled because you've left a deep and lasting mark on her mind. When she recognizes this, it's no longer just a fleeting sense of longing. It's a realization that the bond she shared with you was unlike any other. No other man can offer the same depth of understanding, emotional stability, or commanding presence that you did. That's what sets you apart. That's what makes you extraordinary. And when she finally comes to terms with this truth, she has no choice but to accept that she lost something rare and valuable, something not easily found again. But warrior, this story isn't just about her. It's about you. Your uniqueness lies in mastering the art of living by your own principles. You're not swayed by fleeting emotions or passing desires. You stand firm, like a mountain amidst the storm. And that steadiness is the ultimate symbol of strength, the strength of a man who knows his worth and never compromises it for things beyond his control. Warrior, always remember, true value lies in how you live, not in how others perceive you. And that's why you continue moving forward, strong, unshaken, and unstoppable. Live like a warrior. Honor your values and principles. Think of Alexander the Great, a man who understood his worth in a way that others could only admire from a distance. He refused to accept mediocrity, and so do you. You live by your own rules, rules that never bend to fit someone else's expectations. That's what makes you stand out. It's a quality others desire but rarely achieve. And when she finally recognizes this truth, she may try to win you back. But remember, your uniqueness is not up for negotiation. You're not an easy option. You're a prize, a high-value man she must learn to appreciate. As Marcus Aurelius once advised, do not waste what remains of your life worrying about things you cannot control. You can't control her thoughts or perceptions of your worth. You can't force her to see it. But what you can control is yourself, your actions, your emotions, and how you continue to live your life. And warrior, your actions speak louder than any words or regrets. When you move forward with confidence, when you stand firm in your principles and values, you send a powerful message without saying a word. You become a symbol of stability, resilience, and inner worth. Keep walking, unshaken, unwavering, because you understand that true strength doesn't come from trying to control others. It comes from mastering yourself. And that self-mastery is what makes you irreplaceable. True strength comes from within. Let me close with this powerful thought. When a woman realizes she has lost you, it's not just a fleeting shock or momentary regret. It's a reflection of the man you have become, a man of value, discipline, and unwavering principles. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, who led an empire with wisdom and composure, understood one fundamental truth. True strength doesn't come from the outside world, it comes from within. They didn't seek validation from others. They weren't victims of fleeting emotions. Instead, they lived with purpose, grounded in unshakable principles, and remained steady no matter what happened around them. And warrior, that is the path you have chosen. When you walk away with emotional control, you don't chase her, you don't beg for forgiveness, and you don't try to prove anything. You've already mastered yourself. It's this steadiness and calm confidence that creates a profound void in her, a sense of loss that isn't easily filled. Because you are more than just a man, you are a warrior. You embody resilience, value, and principles, and that's what makes you irreplaceable. Move forward, warrior. Let your self-mastery be the clearest display of true strength. From my perspective, self-mastery and discipline are the keys to true inner strength. The core lesson here, in my opinion, is self-mastery and discipline, the two pillars that form unshakable inner strength and lasting attraction. When a man chooses to walk away with calmness and dignity, Rather than begging for attention or validation, he does more than protect his integrity. He sends a powerful message. He is resolute and unbreakable. What sets him apart isn't his ability to control others or seek external affirmation. Instead, it's his ability to control himself, to remain emotionally grounded and focused on his own growth. This is how a man becomes a symbol of stability and maturity. No need for displays, no need for explanations. His presence alone becomes a statement. And when he walks away, he doesn't leave behind resentment. He leaves behind deep regret, because those who once had him in their lives will come to realize they've lost something truly extraordinary. Warrior, remember this. True strength doesn't come from controlling the world around you. It comes from mastering the world within you. Summary: that moment, more than just a fleeting shock. It's not just a passing moment of surprise for her. It's a profound awakening, one that forces her to face the reality that you, a man of principles and unwavering strength, have walked away. In her mind, questions of regret and missteps begin to surface. But this sense of loss isn't just ordinary longing. It's the pain of awareness, the realization that you are not someone easily replaced. By holding firm to your values and dignity, refusing to chase her validation, you've sent a powerful message. Self-mastery is the ultimate strength. While she remains trapped in a cycle of memories and regrets, you move forward with calm confidence and purpose. This isn't a mind game. It's a lesson in self-worth and the art of emotional control. Warrior, true strength doesn't come from impulsive words or actions. It comes from inner steadiness, the ability to live by unshakable principles. And when she finally recognizes this truth, you have already become irreplaceable, a man who is strong, independent, and deeply valuable. The Stoics taught us true strength comes from within. The Stoics taught us that true strength comes from within, from understanding that you are already enough just by being yourself. A man's value doesn't come from others' approval, but from how he controls himself and stays true to his principles. So, if you're ready to embrace the Stoic mindset, to master your emotions, focus on your goals, and live a meaningful life, leave a comment below. Challenge accepted. Keep pushing yourself to grow, become resilient, strong, and unshakable in your purpose. And if you want to learn more valuable lessons like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.